Good morning, this is MetLoop meteorologist Dave Elliott with your weather update for Tuesday, October the 4th. Looking at the radar and satellite loop for the last couple of hours, we see a decaying frontal boundary that's lying across the southeastern U.S. and across the Florida peninsula, triggering some clouds and rain from the Carolinas down into Florida. Another cold frontal boundary associated with a low pressure system in eastern Montana is extending from the Dakotas down into Texas and will be the main weather maker for the continental United States today. Looking at the current temperatures across the nation, we're seeing a pretty standard transitional fall pattern. Southeast is warm and moist with the cold, cooler air back behind the cold front in the western portions of the United States. And as I mentioned, the frontal system laying through the central U.S. will be the big focus for the weather today. There's a very high potential for severe thunderstorms as the cold air behind this boundary clashes with the warm, moist air ahead of it. However, the bullseye area is really going to extend from southwestern Iowa into southeastern Nebraska down through eastern Kansas and central Oklahoma. In this area today, we're expecting thunderstorms to produce extremely strong winds, large hail, and possibly even some tornadoes. If you're in that area, please keep an eye on the sky and be safe. The other big story we're going to be watching today is Hurricane Matthew. As of 10 a.m. Central Time, the center of Matthew is about 90 miles south of the eastern tip of Cuba, and the storm's moving just about due north at around 10 miles per hour. Matthew entered the western tip of Haiti overnight as a Category 4 hurricane and brought devastating winds with it, with the maximum sustained winds near around 145 miles per hour. The forecast track continues to bring Matthew northward through the day today with some slight weakening after it crosses over Cuba and into the Bahamas. And while the actual eye of the storm is forecasted to remain off the east coast of the Florida peninsula, we do expect to see some effects of the storm along those coastal areas starting at around Fort Lauderdale, Florida, beginning early in the morning on Thursday. We've currently got a hurricane watch from around Deerfield Beach up to the Brevard-Volusia County line in Florida, and I expect to see that extend upward along the coast as the storm travels northward. Currently, we're looking for a landfall between Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Wilmington, North Carolina early Saturday morning, with the storm as a Category 2 hurricane around that time. Proximity of the storm to the coastal U.S. is going to bring some pretty significant impacts to these areas, even without a textbook landfall. Ahead of the storm's eye, winds are going to be very strong out of the east along the coastal areas, which is going to bring extremely rough seas and potential flooding and even wind damage, especially on the coastal areas. And as with any tropical system, many things are automatically implied. Extremely heavy rain, flooding, dangerous storm surge, damaging wind, lightning, waterspouts, and tornadoes are all possible with any kind of tropical system the closer you get to the eye. If you're along the southeastern Atlantic coast, please take precautions now. Don't wait until the last minute. Here are just a few things you can do now to be ready for the storm as it approaches. As always, we here at MetLoop will be keeping a very close eye on the storm and providing regular updates. And that's your U.S. outlook for the day today. We hope you have a great weather day wherever you are, and be sure to follow MetLoop on Facebook and Twitter for all the latest and most accurate weather information.